Okay, here's the first face where she realizes she came very close to pain and or death.
Okay, so I want to get something out of the way just right off the bat. This episode is a very big tonal departure from last episode. This one was much more lighthearted. There's a lot more jokes and stuff. On one hand, like, I don't like this. Like, it is very tonally off compared to last time. Because last time, things got serious. It was intense. And that cliffhanger, I was excited for this week. And the first thing that happened when this episode started, I was just like, please don't be RWBY's team. Please don't be RWBY's team. And this was the entire episode. So, like, if this was episode 2, and episode 2 was episode 3, and just rearrange some of the scenes around and stuff, maybe that would have helped. Because it's a pretty big jump in tone. Because, like, when I watch this as a movie, like I watch all the episodes back to back, it's gonna be very jarring going from Oscar being kidnapped to hijinks with the air shoot thing. But maybe that's the point. Because on the other hand, I'm like, it's fine because this is a very different plot point we're following right now. And if you watched my review for Volume 7, my biggest critique was that they were treating the entire volume for one plot. Like, the only thing they were focusing on was the plot that was going to get resolved at the end of the volume. And this was much more like an episodic, like, they had problems to solve during this episode. So maybe I'm not supposed to think of it like a movie. It's not exactly what I wanted, but putting that aside, I'm not gonna judge this episode because it's a different tone from last time. I'll judge the episode for what it is. I just wanted to put that, like, out from the beginning. I think they could have, like, eased us into this a bit more. Their tone shifts have always been bad, This is nothing new. It's just a little disappointing. Hey now, babes, that's a look. Like, I know it's stupid to try to complain about anime noises, because they're anime noises, they hardly ever make sense. But this one irritates me almost as much as the sound people make when eating food in anime. This one is, when I'm upset, I will never do a tss. That's not a sound I'm gonna make if I'm irritated at someone. That's not something people fucking do. Cool. It's really not that impressive, RWBY. Wait, is that why people ship RWBY with Penny? Because she's a big weapons technology nerd? And Penny's just one big... Oh!
This is the face of a little shit who realized that they didn't die and therefore are now invulnerable.
So, personally, I don't like it when we try to explain the science behind our magic systems. This is true for any fantasy thing in the world. The Tales of franchise does this a lot, and I love the Tales of franchise, but I don't think we need to stop to explain exactly the science of our magic. And explaining RWBY semblance, at least we know what it does, finally. No more beating around the bush like, oh, I think there's something more you could be doing with your semblance. That's pretty neato, bandito. And it's like, well, okay, cool. We figured it out. Done, please. Only 8 years into the show. It's about time we solved this mystery. Okay, so after Ironwood shot Councilman Sleet, I saw a lot of people on Reddit being like, oh, they're just making him cartoonishly evil. And I was like, no, come on, guys. Maybe there's just a moment of something. But no, it's true. They're just throwing this character out the window to make him the cartoonishly evil bad guy we need him to be. Him working with Watts is just so baffling. He hated him. Do you remember last volume? Because I do. I remember. Maybe just like a single scene, maybe a line of dialogue where we saw Ironwood come to the conclusion that he needs to start working with Watts. Literally anything would have helped the scene, I guess. But you know what? Fuck it. Maybe I'm just sitting here hoping Watts is gonna backstab Ironwood. Because, like, Watts has no real reason to want to work with him. And it would be really cool to, like, shoot Ironwood in the back with this. You stop trusting our heroes, you start trusting Watts.
I trust you can come up with something. Oh, the trust is palpable.
Okay, I know the scene. It's just a silly gag scene. This is one of the best scenes ever. I loved I don't know why. This just hit me right in the funny bone. Every single element about this, all of it. The fact that his mug is scratched out and says dud. Just this man's reaction to Bill and the way he's talking to Bill definitely makes it sound like he has done this conversation before, and him and everyone else is just fucking done with Bill's bullshit. And this perfect gentleman right here. I looked in the credits and I couldn't find like someone credited for him, and that's so disappointing because give that man an award, whoever you are. When you walk through a room and you're like, this is definitely going to be the final boss chamber. So I really like this conversation between Nora, Weiss, and Blake, because it's a good, like, how supportive they are of her. Like, they're not trying to like be like, no, you have to break up with him, or no, you have to stay with him. They're making sure to focus, it's not on her relationship that they're talking about. It's her as a person, her own character, and it's really nice. I like how Blake, like, I can't tell if she's talking about her experiences with Yang or with Adam, and if it is with Adam, she's not making the scene all about her. She wasn't like, when I was with Adam, I felt this, that, and the other thing. You know, she's very much being supportive of Nora in this moment, and I really like having Nora just say what's on her mind, say what's troubling her, and I'm glad she is comfortable enough with Blake and Weiss to say it to them, and that they're being very just supportive of her. Like, this is just a good scene and really good character dialogue.
I don't actually know who I am.
No, Nora, my precious angel. Don't do this to my heart. Why are you doing this to me?
Your first time losing to us wasn't enough?
We were holding back.
There you go. That's your answer. Shut up about it finally. All you people who are like, it just doesn't make sense why the Aesops lost to Team RWBY. Team RWBY were just made huntsmen. The Aesops are supposed to be the best fighters in the history of the universe. How did they lose? There you go. Shut up. That's the answer. Stop fucking talking about it all the time. God, it's a fucking annoying argument. I'm tired of hearing it. So this was a really fun fight. This feels like the first real fight of the volume. This was great. I really enjoyed it. They really seem to be stepping up they keep getting better and better and better with their fight choreography. At this time, like, it definitely feels like they're addressing the complaint of we have boring fighting stages, basically. Like, it's always been on, like, a flat plane, and if there is a drop, for like when Blake and Yang fought Adam, it doesn't become anything of it, other than, like, one tiny element, but that doesn't affect the rest of the fight. It's been very just flat. And they played around with pushing people off the edge a lot, and I enjoyed it. And we got, you know, Ariel with it, with Penny. I'm enjoying that they also played around with everyone's semblances a lot. And I like this one thing, it doesn't feel like they're all charging at her one at a time, which is very much an issue that they've had. Which it happens not just with RWBY, with any show, because it's hard to fight. It's hard to choreograph a fight with multiple combatants all doing something all at the same time. So during this encounter, it doesn't feel like they're just waiting, standing around waiting, and one of them goes, and the other one, after that one's done, the other one goes, and they're all just standing around waiting. This one definitely feels like they're strategizing, because when Vine is standing there for something, or if I don't see Marrow on screen, I don't think they're just standing there not doing anything. They're strategizing with each other. You know, it doesn't make sense for Elm to come in with her hammer if Harriet's already on top of Penny, because Elm could hit Harriet, or they're both gonna have to do something to dodge each other, and it's gonna put a damper on each other's strategies. There's ways of working together without just all of you bum rushing her and getting in each other's way, and that's a good way of doing it. I think also just the pace, like, the speed of things. We're not lingering on one character for too long. It's very quick, it's very fluid, and it's a lot of fun. It's a great fight. I enjoyed it a lot. It was also fun seeing Penny hold her own 4v1 during this encounter and go all out with her maiden powers. It was a lot of fun seeing that. This was a very enjoyable fight. It was a lot of fun to watch.
This is shit level 2, where the shitlord in question has discovered that they are indeed not invulnerable.
Ooh, okay, I am so excited to see what's happening with Nora here. It's like, she got them scars now! Damn, girl! I'm enjoying this character arc with Nora. I'm excited to see how this moves forward. Like, this is gonna be, I'm so excited. I don't even know. Like, how's Ren gonna react to see when he looks over, Nora's now covered in scars? What's gonna happen? And also, huge props to Samantha Ireland with that scream Nora gave. That was amazing. Just, oh, I'm blown away. Oh, I'm so excited.
Well, you know what they say. If you can't beat them, Then make them join you.
No one has ever said that. You made that up, you piece of shit. So, alright, so this is what I'm thinking, because I'm pretty sure, because PHO can PHO can take over Penny, like we saw earlier when he's typing in all the computer stuff and whatever. And now that Watts has Penny's other sword, he's gonna use that to hack into her as well. And I think that's the thing with the opening, because they're back to back on the other side of this mirror thing that they're on. And it's gonna be basically a fight over controlling over Penny, and that's what I think is gonna happen. I'm probably right. I'm a genius, and definitely no one has ever else thought of this idea before. No, I think that's what's gonna happen. And Penny's taken off to Amity, so she's gonna be right there with all of the civilians, and she could like kill them all. Watts could take her over, just start murdering people. And this is what a nightmare. If this is the plot point that's happening, because like with the opening also, when it's like happy never again, but like we see that thing with Penny, and I think we have 2 plot points like during that sequence. I think it's gonna be half dealing with Jean's team and the Hound, and half dealing with Ruby's team and Penny. And I'm wondering if we're gonna go back and forth. Like after this episode, like episode 4 is gonna be an entirely Jean team centered episode, and then episode 5 going back to Ruby's team centered episode. I wonder if we're gonna go back and forth on that throughout the volume. I don't know. I'm super excited. Now we've seen everything that was shown to us in the trailer, so now it's all new from here. I have no idea. I'm super excited though. I'm loving our character interactions. Our fight scenes are getting better and better, and I'm loving the directions our characters are going. Penny and Nora especially, at least just from this episode, Penny and Nora especially, I'm very excited to see how the characters are going to move forward. They're in very unique, interesting positions, and I'm glad we were able to take time away from the plot to address these interesting character moments. Even though it was very tonally different from last time, it did hype up at the end there. It got very serious. But I've enjoyed it so much, endlessly. This was a great episode. A little tone deaf compared to where we left off from last time, but as the episode is in itself, I enjoyed it a lot. I'm excited moving forward, and I really can't wait for next week. I really can't wait, because I think shit's gonna hit the fan. Nothing to cross off with my bingo board this week, but in the comments, I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions on everything. What did you think of this review? What did you think of this episode? What are you excited for? I'm just jazzed. While we're here, quick shout out to my $10 patrons. Nako, Michael, James Dodds, Cool Duck, Andrew, Ramiel, Valhalla Knight, Chamomile, and G Extreme. You're all amazing. I'm enjoying this volume so much so far. I feel like we're done with the setup part, and I'm excited to see where we're gonna go moving forward. So I hope you'll join me next week. I want to hear all your thoughts and opinions in the comments, because you guys have some great ideas, and I'm super excited. I hope you are too. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.